Blog Talk Radio.
Hello. Hello, you guys. How are you doing? Okay, let me move this thing off a little bit. I was listening to my stuff. I was like, girl, you know you sound like a hot mess. And I was like, here it is, here it is. I said, cool it down. And I was like, oh, I felt so embarrassed yesterday hearing all them, here it is. I was like, honey, I ain't trying to call out Revelation. Shut up. Anyway, I straightened that up. I was like, here it is. First step, okay. So I'm always trying to find new words to communicate what that thing is. So I think I probably stick with regal, and not legal. Anyway. Okay, today is Monday, June 2nd, 2014. My name is Irene Ratliff, Regal Street Meat Company. Street Meat Company is a nonprofit organization seeking to partner up and get sponsorship, such as the listening audience, to help ameliorate goals that can help improve our community. Okay? Please like Street Meat Company, www.streetmeat.biz. Okay? And www.meetup.com/street-meat. Listeners can call 646-564-9776. Listeners, you can call 646-564-9776. We are on the air up to 120 minutes daily, starting at 11:30 p.m. And of course, that just depends on what the conversation is. Initially, we were working with 30 minutes, and by the grace of goodness, now we have 120. You know, some days it just seem like la 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 blah 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 blah. But you know, it just depends on the combo. Okay. So by the grace of goodness, trying out the premium package, we would like to be on air longer. So we do ask for donations. So please visit our website at www.streetmeat.biz and www.meetup.com/street-meat. Okay. Today was a work day. And I tell you the God honest truth, I didn't get any of the work I wanted to accomplish done. I did not. You know, someone said, hey, I'll meet you somewhere at 2 o'clock. I said, well, let me go ahead and jump on my bike and ride down the road. And I was like, maybe I could sit here in this area and get some work done here and here. Okay, so I get on the bike, hoping that I was able to catch the bus. And once I had to get those little few pounds in, or, you know, I guess pushes in terms of the bike, it was like my little thighs and stuff was hurting. Like, goodness gracious, I get where I was going. And I was like, lo and behold, I left my little, you know, little documents to go over those, go over them numbers, you know. I was like, honey bone. Oh, yeah, I didn't give you my honey bone today, but you know it's always BOON. All right, so anyway, this guy, he came in the area, and he just took off his shoes. I was like, He had his tennis shoes on, and he took his shoes off, and he was just so gracious to offer me a chicken sandwich. I was like, I'm hungry. And this is the funny part, the reason I'm mentioning it. So I had left my bike there, and so he was like, well, I'll give you the $1. So he gave me $10, $10.12. He was like, I was like, okay, if I want to go over here to, you know, McDonald's, he said, you can go over there to Wendy's. I said, I'm going to leave my bike here with you. And he's like, honey, I ain't going to pay to you. His $10 was worthy more than that bike, okay? He was like, hey, you can take the bike with you, but I want my $9. I was like, I know that's right. So anyway, big up to the gentleman that offered me a chicken sandwich. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I really do, you know. So anyway, yes, for the juice. I did juice. But I do not want to be talking about juice or Naguzo Saba like that, the whole aspect of exercise today. I did ride the bike. Did I juice today? I did juice early this morning, and I had some water. But you had to ask me what I had after that. But I ain't going to argue with you, okay? Moving right along. I don't know what you call it. Wow, that is a discipline. It really is. And I think that once you get the momentum going, you're like, yay. Ooh. Anyway, however, I was able to enjoy the gazebo at the Southwest Park. It was really a good day at Naguzo Saba. No, excuse me. It would really, really be a good place to start Naguzo Saba at the park. And of course, we're working on it. And I'm communicating with this person here, communicating with that person there. I was able to meet one of the young ladies, and she was talking to me in regards to, she was communicating with me in regards to, I guess, I ain't going to go there, civil rights. And she was like, well, if you acknowledge civil rights, then went somewhere else. And my communication to her is that civil rights is civil rights. Okay, so when we look at civil rights, it doesn't matter if you have people who fighting for immigration, people who are in the lesbian, gay, is it lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual community. Civil rights is civil rights, okay? Oh, well, did you acknowledge that here it is, the civil rights movement that went this way? No. What I've acknowledged is that here it is, you have immigration issues, then you have the LGBT issues, and maybe here it is, black people at a time when they're talking about separation, the conversation isn't there. Do we have civil rights issues to communicate? Yes. Y-E-S, yes. S, yes. S-A, yes. Okay, so the thing is not that it moved anywhere, but I don't think that here it is, we understand what civil rights is and what we need to maintain in terms of civil rights. But civil rights in itself, there's always a continuum of what that is. We should not have people communicating about racism. I met this young lady at the Unite with Misty, and Misty is with the Aroma team. And her name is Lady. And she said, well, listen, the conversation about racism is real. And so big up to the YWCA. They had a meeting at 7:30 a.m. I wanted to go to that meeting. I do. But of course, here it is. I woke up at 8:30, so that wasn't going to work. And then here it is. I'm riding on my bicycle. Girl, honey bun, I'm going to get over there. Way over there. Maybe if I had to ride, I'd go to one station, jump on, get over there. And, I don't mind, I don't have to take a bath to get where I need to go. Just FYI, I'll get over there. Honey bun, just know it, okay? But the conversation about racism. So we've had certain cases that have gone on here and there. And so the conversation is, should we acknowledge that there is some reinforcement or some enforcement that needs to go down in terms of that? What happened is that we end up placing the scope of civil rights under the Voters' Rights Act. But just recently it was communicated to me as I was going scouting of some of these nonprofit organizations that the right to vote or the Voters' Rights Act to vote is under scrutiny. That in itself, it has been kicked out by the Supreme Court. Now, all these people who are out there, I mean, this is FYI, like this shit is real. Excuse me. I apologize. But the the conversation, we could talk, but there are certain things in, in terms of the civil rights and the voting rights. Are they the same? The answer to that is no. See, when we see the Martin Luther King era, or here it is, I don't want to call it era, but here it is, the history of Martin Luther King, what we realize is that in itself focused on separation and segregation. Okay? Then the Voting Rights Act, because we should already have the right to vote. So it's not the first time that here it is, the conversation about our right to vote was where we had to look at it as it being a civil rights issue. So now the thing is, we need these people who, we just want to get these people to vote. We just want to get these people to vote. Well, what you voting on? Voting on trying to get the Civil Rights Act eliminated or something? Matter of fact, the Civil Rights Act should have been added on the federal government page in terms of the Constitution and on the states, where here it is, it became an issue, that here it is, so it would not have been where we had to go back several times. That stuff should have come into a law like ASAP long time ago. We shouldn't even go back and forth with that. Okay, so the Voting Rights Act is already giving us a right to vote on the Constitution. It is our constitutional right to vote. Okay? Hello? Okay. So anyway, should civil rights be aligned with the Voting Rights Act? The answer to is no. Because our right to vote, really, to tell you the truth, is a constitutional act. So it's our constitutional right to vote. That's not a civil right position. Okay? It's not a civil rights position. It's a constitutional position. Please, those who really go out there trying to get people to sign up for voting and all this different kind of stuff, my encouragement, blessings, is to try to communicate with you a certain kind of way. Blessings. Oh, I see. To try to communicate with you about this thing. Find out what the Supreme Court is doing with the Civil Rights Act in this area about voting. Get involved with. Find out about that. There was a young lady. It was really, to tell you the truth, it was talking about the woman's right to vote, and we was having a collaboration, and I just said, I tell you the gun on the truth, I don't even know why they're going back and forth on the whole aspect of the Voting Rights Act. Or here it is, the right to vote. Anyway, moving on from that. So anyway, that was the conversation. And then she had said something again, as I said before, something about the gay and lesbian community. And I just said, well, you know what, their effort has been there to try to secure themselves, in that whole aspect of that position. And I think I communicated that a little bit in regards to polygamy. Hey, you have some families right now. The gay community, they able to get insurance and stuff like that, and they have partners insurance. So I mean, in terms of insurance, whether you're working or what, so there's a lot of leniency. I mean, so for people we have our army. I mean, it's like in the community in itself, it's okay for them to serve. It doesn't have to be up and out. I was just looking at something where they talk about these people out of the closet. Well, their sex is their preference. What does that have to do with street meat? Nothing. I mean, excuse me, something. Anything. A whole lot of something. I don't know how you want to address it. I mean, the thing is, irregardless, we all human beings, and we want to make sure that here it is, our protection is there. And that here it is, we're not being mistreated by anybody. So at that point, it becomes civil, okay? It becomes civil because I don't want you to mistreat me because I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? Anyway, YWCA, I did miss that meeting. They had a conversation about racism. Young lady from Unite, her name is Lady. I don't really have information. I find a lot of people that get really, really busy in what they're doing because they're also networking here and there. And if I can, maybe even have her involved with bring that idea into Naguzo Saba and may be able to fit into Kujalia and just talking over about that racism. We can't put everything under Eugene. Because here it is, some people think that racism ain't living, but that's looking for some reason there's an issue. Okay, all right. Moving on from that. But anyway, thanks to Taurus. No, it's living. And why is it living? Because here it is. You do have white folks. You do have black folks. You do have brown folks. You do have yellow folks. Okay? We do have red folks. Okay. And I don't know who seems to be holding it more so than the other. Okay. So yeah, the conversation is real. Just because some things look like it's camouflage doesn't mean that it in itself, that the work in itself, in terms of civil rights, is not, it's not vital, because it is. Thanks to Taurus and in Cobra Jamoke, we did a song cleanup in the park area, so we do appreciate that. There was some cigarette butts and some trash here and there, some bags here and there, so we picked it up. He pulled out the brooms and everything, and we started sweeping, and hey, it ended up being a good thing, It was part of, here it is, the Naguzo Saba Ujima. So we participated in that, and so, yay, thank you for Taurus, and thank you for Cobras Jamuke. We appreciate it. After getting information on why we should consider reparations, the question is many. Okay, so Mr. Jamoke, or just Jamoke, he was conversing with me about reparations, and he said that he has devoted his time in the collaboration and the communication of what that is. And I was like, well, I'm listening to him. Don't get me misunderstood. I can communicate about what street meat is. At least I want to. Bless him. And I was asking him if I can participate with him, or let me know how we can conjoin and do some things a certain kind of way, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the question is, many, but do I want us to put us out on Front Street about reparations? The question is no. But I did ask him, because we were talking about housing, if we could do housing. See, if the NCOBRA people will focus on the housing aspect of it and help the people who are homeless off the street, and then here it is, that may be a good thing. Okay? We have a lot of homeless people out there. So the conversation, since they already been working on it and they have a task force and all of that, it would really, really be good for them to focus on, what about the homeless people? I didn't ask him that. You got all them homeless people, and here it is, your work in terms of talking about reparations, and all them abandoned houses and things like that. Can we not get that under the housing? Can you not work with them folks in the housing department and get some people some houses and stuff like that? That would be really good. What you think? So anyway, I was also speaking to him. Let me finish reading what I have wrote here. So the answer to fight for reparations is no. There's so much more work to participate and do. Like, hey, to even remotely have them focus on healing some of them homeless people, talking about reparations, that would be grand. Those who are working on Bill H.R. 40, I've looked at it, and who have communicated the effort to get monies for charity. Most of these, you listen, when we look at, here it is, the charities and the services for even some of the people who are homeless, you would think that here it is, their biggest focus will be on working on with the homeless people and eradicating that. What about the Gulas in the South? Have anybody went over there and found out about those Gula people? We got Queen Gula over there. And she's knowledgeable about her information, but culturally to say, okay, well, these people have migrated here. Girlfriend, that stuff is way, way over there. What else is going on? Excuse you. Okay. What kind of talents is over there? They talking about skills and talents. You know, so here it is. Some of them people probably looking at that land, talking about good. We know we need to go ahead and fix some of that and have some people, some tourists come over there. And yet they talking about some 40 acres of mule. And, so, excuse me. Excuse you. And they done went over there, for those who have some money, they went over there trying to set up a few things. And hey, they've been sitting on there over there, and yet they're on that pristine land off the water, carrying on, and they talking about, here it is. Don't get me misunderstood. Queen Gula, let's get to the program, honey. These people still going back and forth talking about some reparations. Now, hold on, don't fight. I ain't trying to fight you. Hey! Let's get it like a T.I. is and what it looks like. Reparations, the whole conversation about reparations. We have a whole bunch of homeless people out there. I could see if the effort in itself was about just that. Trying to get the people off the street and looking at different areas that are there that would be a vital entity to hear this what is going on in society. So the question has been, well, if they were to receive X amount of dollars, what would they do with it? Now, the thing is that now we said housing. What else? Oh, well, here it is, education. Well, we have education. I mean, I don't understand what they mean by education. So the young man said, well, here it is, internationally, they're known. I said, okay. So why do you suppose some of these other places assume that they should receive reparations? Some of the conversation about but let me make sure I'm clear on my conversation, because that they were talking about in Cobra, and that's America. So whatever the Jamaicans may have, or whether the Africans, whether their conversations about reparations, that's a whole nother entity. Okay, now unless here it is, we're talking about international, but why would the Jamaicans, first of all, the Jamaicans and their thing is a little different. Blessings. It is. Okay? They have their own this, that, and the other, and even though their relationships is with the Europeans, the same thing with the Africans. The Africans' relationships are with the Europeans, even though we know that there's a underhand over there with the Americans. Us. I don't know. I mean, when we look at that, I listen, I spent some time on that. I said I really ain't going to try to put us up there on Front Street, but I don't know. I think maybe we should go over there, that conversation. What you think? What you think? You think we should go over the conversation about what that is? Just give me a yay and nay over there. Yay, a nay. Yay, a nay. Yay, a nay. What you want? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just have the conversation about Front Street and what that really is. when we calculate how many people have actually received services, and when we look at even the education scope, don't get me misunderstood. If we can find out more information about what was going on from the 1920s up to today, then here it is, we would have a different assessment of what that information is. Now, you ain't going to sit here and explain to me that here it is, a group of people who have been vital, and not only vital, but viable in this world, and I'm including all of us, have not put forth an effort until just recently to talk about reparations. Okay? Hello. And here it is. Okay, so if you're able to explain to me, even during the time of the Garveyites, and from, I don't know, I have to search it up. Did Marcus Garvey at all have an argument about what, let me look this up. Marcus Garvey and the whole conversation about reparations. Now, I know that he talked about repatriation. You know, he wanted people to go there and go here and consider repatriating back to Africa. Now, the thing is that a lot of these people, if you would establish certain relationships, and I think that was kind of like what I was trying to communicate with this guy, is that if we were able to, first of all, from Georgia, right here, we were able to go straight to, I think it's Ghana. We can take a straight flight, I think, even to South Africa. Okay? So in terms of us actually getting over to Africa, apparently there's not really a strong link. It's just like, okay, I know this person is there. Okay? But the thing is, in terms of business, I don't think that is established. Now, when we look at business, how those things being established, is it established? What products? The shea butter? Everybody's doing art, even though the art that comes from various places here and there, I don't know. So you have to explain to me. Now, let me look at this really quick. Now, when we look at Marcus Garvey and what? Repatriation? Not reparation. I don't know so we had a big gap. Okay? But if you want to get up and you want to travel to anywhere around the world, you just pick up and you just go over there. What is it? Here it is. We're missing what? Some people, I ain't gonna fib to you, some people, they do receive benefits from here. They should have already have traveled to Latin America and traveled to Africa and stayed there and try to help and contribute in the building process. Okay, there are people sitting on certain monies. They, hey, they receiving $1,000 or $1,500 a month on Social Security. They can put that sucker in a P.O. box and travel and live somewhere else. Some of them folks don't got credit card bills. Y'all need to find them. What's the issue? You just want people to live up somewhere? You want to find people who know how to do certain things so that here it is, they can help people in another country. Oh, man, I want to get us some land. Okay, what you going to do with that land when you get there? You don't think they're doing any farming or anything? So the man said, hey, you know what? I put up all these cities of Africa. You know them kids, they couldn't tell me not one city over there. So for some reason, some people may assume that it just look a certain kind of way. So then, why aren't they advertising themselves differently? Why is the advertisement looking a certain kind of way? Okay? So the thing is that we do. I mean, now you have to consider what kind of people do you feel like you just want to just pick up and just move over to one end to the next. Yes, here it is. Tourism dollars is good, meaning people to go visit and all that. Tourism, no one somewhere else. But anyway, you know what I mean when I say what I mean. But if they felt like they wanted to get up and travel, blessings, and get there, they could. You can go and have your money right there in Mexico. I'm going to join in a conversation tomorrow. One of the biggest conversations was bridging through languages. The conversation was bridging through languages. Okay? And the question is how many people actually know how to speak another language? Now, I ain't going to fib to you. I'm supposed to have learned French. I should know how to speak Spanish. But don't get me misunderstood, honey. I'll be over there saying, hello. How you doing? You know, hola, ¿cómo estás? Oh, oui, bonjour, oui, oui. You know. Okay. So I just wanted to, okay, it says why you should vote for the Marcus Garvey. Okay, let me look at this really quick. Okay, this is coming from somebody else. Okay, I have to look at this and see if that was, but I ain't going to go here and there with that, okay? We have people who literally do not have this, that, and the other. They can pick up and go and move to another country. A lot of people are not informed about what traveling is. They can go and travel and come back and go forth, and you know, if they want to build up an economy or build in terms of really, it's not really necessarily building an economy when you're just spending your dollars. But if they felt like they wanted to buy some property or something like that, you know that they could. Did you know that? Did you know that here it is, whatever you feel like you paying for rent here, that you can, and that's what they're doing. They're moving right there to Mexico. Crossing over the bridge. I'm talking about Occidentals. Okay? Who else I'm talking about? Morenos and Mestizos. And here it is, we are Morenos. Why I had to break it down? Now we them whites, Morenos, and Mestizos. Okay? You can go out there and go to Guatemala. You got... Let's break it down, honey. We got Mexico. First of all, you got Canada, but Canada's kind of expensive. Okay, let me explain to you how it was going on. Okay? Now, when you look at X amount of dollars, it costs X amount of dollars to travel over into Africa. Okay? What is it, $1,000 or something? Why it cost so much for a couple of hours to get over there? Who's pocketing? You know that stuff's only. Matter of fact, even to travel to Belize, they want about $500-$600. Why? Why you want to charge me extra? You know we need to get in contact with, here it is, the Europeans. Why you got us paying that X amount of dollars to get up? You what? No. To get over to Africa, $1,000? No. That's absolutely too much money. No, not 2 months. Not 2 months. That's now. Okay, star that. Now. Okay, so the thing is that when we look at the amount of money to get over there to those different places, no, that's just too much. No, that's no. Now, so that's Africa. Now, we are able to travel from Canada. You can say this. Say you're traveling from what is it? Shuswena Inn. I don't know. You don't get me to say it. You have to look it up yourself. Coming from Idaho, on the 15. That take you through Las Vegas. Dig it. And then here it is. Go to Arizona. You can keep on traveling down on 15. They get you somewhere. You probably have to take another highway. You could get to Mexico. Now, I ain't going to fib you. I don't know why you got them little checkpoints in Mexico like they do have it. But once you get down to Mexico, you can travel through there. You know how to speak some Spanish? Okay. But those Spanish people, we should already, the summer's coming on. We should already be getting ready to do road trips. People should have already been on their way traveling through Latin America. Okay? That's what I say. You can't tell me about history if you ain't communicating about that first. So now you want to talk about reparations. I asked you this question several times. I ain't going to go over that again here. We have people who have X amount of dollars that they come back every month. You can literally buy you some property or a piece of land or something, and you could be over there. You know, we've had Lisa Left Eye Lopez that was in Guatemala. We do have people in Guatemala who's going back and forth, and they have some heavy investment there. They do herbal medicines and all of that. So let's go over it. You have Mexico. For Mexico, oh, what a beautiful country. Okay, the country in itself is large. Then you have Belize on one side of it. Then you have Guatemala. There's El Salvador over there. Then you have Honduras. There's Nicaragua. Then from Nicaragua, you got Panama and Costa Rica and Panama. Now you could drive down all the way down there to Panama. Now you could get off, get on a boat, a little small charter plane, okay, and get over into Venezuela, because that's the thing. Well, here it is, you talking about big dollars. Right now, the investment, they did Panama Canal, but they didn't bridge the connection from Panama to Venezuela. Here we got Colombia over there, Ecuador, Bolivia, okay? Then you have Chile, okay, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, I'm missing one, Ecuador. Oh, Brazil. Okay? You'll be surprised at a few things out there. Why? Because here it is, you're not only able to see culturally some of the things that are similar, but that also you'll be able to practice on your Spanish, and you'll be able to practice on culture, and be able to practice on those things in terms of our relationships in society. Okay? Okay. Now, the thing is that when you have certain people who are here and there, you have to put into account that these people also have their art. They also have their own crocheting. They also have their own sewing. They also have, now what will make your thing different? You know, you have some people who probably want to, they don't go back to their country because here it is, they have lust over the money. But you can also have, they have. Now, if you want to stay within, well, the U.S. dollar, it's like, well, here it is with the U.S. dollar. I'm like, honey, I ain't going to fib to you. How would that make you feel if you're able just to go ahead, blessings, and we create a $3 bill, and that gives homage to the swarthy people that have been of service to the United States of America. That here it is, this territory and this land is shared. It is. Now, I know that I had some communication about immigration, but I think that here it is, a lot of these people, you must go out and find out this, that, and the other in different places. It's just the truth. Now, in terms of the gulas over there, I don't know what we're going to do. Go over there and take them some oils and some CDs. Don't they already doing that? I don't know. Build some houses. We have to be kind of cautious about what that is. You can go and buy some houses and actually have these homes purchased, but what about the economy around it? Are the ecosystems around that? Are you able to build a tienda? What about other tiendas that's over there? So putting that into consideration, I don't know. I mean, again, people, you can get up and you can travel. A lot of these people, they don't know much about passports. Their encouragement would be, get a passport, go and travel, honey. Some of these people, they probably need to know how it looks on one end from another. You can spend X amount of dollars for a month. Some of these homeless people, the same thing. If you don't mind, please hold on, please. Thank you. Thank you for waiting. The expression also is this. You can travel through Latin America it doesn't matter. You can get there from from Texas, from, I think, New Mexico, from California, from Arizona. The suggestion would be, take a road trip. Get a truck, get a van, or whatever it is, and travel down the road. Don't take a whole lot of your own things over there. They do need people to purchase some of the items that they got there, toothpaste, toothbrush. Those things are kind of common, but when it comes down to your undies and some garments and things like that, it's unnecessary. Some of that stuff you can just afford it out there. If not, find some, you can probably, you know what I mean? Hey, get your passport, get to moving and travel. Oh, no. Hey, for real. Now, I was thinking about this as I went to go take care of that little moment there, is that we really literally, if they wanted to talk about reparations or they wanted to, concerned that they wanted their own property, now there's islands that they should consider and look at. We have and actually own islands in the Pacific. We also own islands in the Caribbean. We also own islands near, Canada maybe. We also have small islands here and there in the United States. We also have relationships. I don't get it. If they were looking at certain things, what area would they want to consider that? So if you don't know what you want and you've been talking about for about 20, 25 years or 100 years, then here it is. I'll tell you the God knows truth. You just don't know what you're looking for. Because when you look at certain things that could have been colonized a certain kind of way, it could have been colonized or created a certain kind of way already. Okay? So now when we look at, right there, even if you want to look at Highway 1 off of Florida, you got Key West down there. Okay? What about Puerto Rico? Oh, there's Puerto Rico, there's the U.S. Virgin Islands, they have islands over there. I don't know. We ain't going to go round and round with that. All right, let's go back over here and look at some of this other stuff. Anyway, my encouragement is for us to really strongly consider trying to figure out what we're going to do to assist the Gulas, because the thing is that the 40 acres and a mule was really applied to them. Okay, so, all right. What else today? Again, I wanted to say, when you consider doing certain things, yes, it does matter who is who. Not like that, Yes, we encourage the traveling, but, But then, like I said, please note that there's these other places, they may have educated people here, here, here. It doesn't mean that here it is, it's not a need for services, or there's not a need for innovation or trade or things like that. Because if you have an interest in trading for the liquid form, that's available to people. They have that relationship in terms of trade. Right now, they got China trips, they got South African trips, they have Indian trips. I mean, so you can go and socialize and mingle if you want to get involved with trade. And I think their focus is on hospitality. All right. As usual, we're thankful for our listening audience. And I wanted to just go over a few things. I was talking to someone, and they was like, well, if you could pick one thing you want to do, what is it? I said, we're doing street meets. Well, Tulips could be on its own. True Amelioration could be on its own. The Google Cyber Kite Society. And I guess the conversation was, what was it that you would like to focus on within Kite Society? All of that. I mean, that kind of under street meets. And it would be all of it. Mind you, this is a branch into on the profit end. There's a lot of profit, entities to Street Meat Company. Okay? So the thing is that if I had to pick and choose out of those particular committees, I guess that is the umbrella for that is Street Meat Company. And it's just the truth. It's not the only thing, or that that's the only thing that I want to work on, but that it in itself is vital. I wanted to say, too, that I'm going to be working, I was talking about the N-Cobra, but I had asked the guy, I was like, well, if we were able to make, the conversation was, if we were able to, you know how they have the Avon book? Well, I was like, okay, well, they have Avon, and I was like, well, we can call our book Nova. So we have Avon, and then here it is, Nova. Avon, when you look at Avon books, they sell a variety of different products. And I was like, okay, well, we could do the Nova book. And the Nova book can go and participate with, some of the products that are geared to squirty people. Okay, and some of the materials and the products and stuff that is out there that here it is being overlooked. And I was just like, wow, that would be really, really good, especially in Latin America, where there are people of color and they may not have a range of, maybe they want to be able to have the convenience of their home and purchase their products. Or, when I was traveling out there, they were doing like a little potluck or the lottery. Well, here it is doing the lottery. Maybe there are some things that they can purchase outside of the book. If you're not thinking about just trying to get rich quick kind of thing, and actually invest in certain things, things can be as viable as we want to see it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Africa, I know that they have their own makeup and all that kind of thing. I'm not sitting going back and forth with them. But at a time when I was searching Africa and Avon was not over there. Avon, okay, now they're probably doing it, but at a time Avon was not over there in South Africa. I mean, that's South Africa. I'm just looking at this right now. But Avon was not in Africa. It was not at all. And of course, I could have been overlooking it and this, that, and the other, but I just didn't see those products and stuff like that over there in the country. But I thought it would have been really swell to put forth Nova. But what I was communicating with, and I didn't want me to come off like I was being rude or crude towards him, but I was like, well, if we can get maybe, he was saying, well, listen, we have us lifting us doing a project. They focus on cooperative economics. and he said that they had something in terms of the tag team marketing, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, the tag team marketing. And I said, I wonder, hey, you think that maybe we can change the M, instead of saying reparations, maybe we could say retail, resources, reserves, and use this kind of word to create the book so that people can go and they can purchase these different items. I don't know. I don't think he was paying attention to what I was saying, but, not saying, but what I was conveying. I guess let me make sure. What I was conveying. And I was like, wow, that would be really, really cool if we were able to actually communicate that conversation of getting N'COBRA, renaming the thing, creating the N'COBRA book, man, and putting some of those products that they have in there and, sending it out to different people, get people working, and they have this, the other, try to get some of these products. Mind you, in Africa, a lot of people are getting these products from Africa, but there is a market in terms of when we look at even Asian and the Indian community. Okay, we also have the Latin American community to communicate with. There's just, and then of course the African community when it comes down to, beauty products or even products from the United States, vice versa. So I think it would be really good if we were able to start that. That would be great. So I had somebody come about, well, here it is, we need to talk about the Black Wall Street. If I could really grab some of these people and be like, true liberation, they're saying these things, but do they understand what it entails? It makes me wonder why they talking about the Black Wall Street. What products is on there? There should be a list of products that was being housed by the black people in Oklahoma. Okay? I need to find out what that is. If you're doing research, that to Irene Ratliff at streetmeat.biz. Okay? I want to know if they, the Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, what were their products? What did they have on the market? But I wanted to say right here where we are, from Greenbrier Mall, all back there where they have whatchamajigget, guess what? There's a lot of buildings back there that need manufacturing or their distributions. From West End, all back there by Lake Fort McPherson and all that. Lakewood and Fort McPherson. College Park, all back there. College Park, all the way around. They have a lot of different manufacturing buildings back there. I don't think that these people understand what they got going on in their own backyard. Boom. Not boom, but boom. Okay? So right now, what is that? So if we could get with tag team marketing, and we can get with N'COBRA so that the whole aspect of their conversation about reparations, and if we can get under that umbrella when we communicate about housing, that's good. Anyway, I'm just looking at this stuff right here. How we're doing business. Does it matter? Yes, it matters. Yes, it matters. All right, well, as usual, I'm thankful. Let me go over here and talk about a few other things. The gentleman said that he want to focus on some of the well, first of all, cruel and unusual punishment. And that would be really the footing. That's Constitution. If it's cruel and it's unusual, and yet here it is, it's not a habit in terms of, saying they're going to put, and their conversation is the death penalty. So let me look at that. The death penalty in Georgia. This is why we need kite society. This needs to be studied and understood. This doesn't have to be here like that. It did not. And why is it there? Somewhere in there we have to have some kind of agreement of what that is. Not agreement to hear this is okay, but an agreement to say, you know what, when people are going through this process, that it needs to be reviewed by somebody else, not just here it is the courts. Who is doing the checks and balance on that? That's why, who is it? I don't know. That's why we do need to have kite society. If here it is, we said, no, you mean millions and millions of people telling, and outpour of this, that, and the other, and they just did something like that, and the people done done nothing. Wow, that's scary. That means that the people's voice is not being heard. You know how many people voted no on on the Iraq war? For some reason, they don't think that the kite society is necessary, but it is. Oh, why don't you go door to door? Why should I go door to door? Said I've submitted a lot of information here and there, but when we are calling certain people to get involved, to tell you the truth, us providing that information at a door-to-door situation will be just letting them know that we're in the community, or that we're giving them a resource to reach us. And this is why other people is necessary. Other than that, to say, okay, not saying that research and this, but that's at a professional level where we want to deal with people who are interested in being the lawyers or lobbying or politicians, people who went to school for political science. We need these people at our house society. Criminal law, criminal justice, okay? Forensics, security. These people, you guys need to house kite society. Lawyers, political science majors, criminal justice, psychology, real estate, whatever that is here. I also wanted to have a conversation. I'm just looking at this. Hold on, let me go back to this. Oh, she's beautiful. Okay, I'm looking at some of these pictorials. As mentioned before, the interest to work effectively. And what does that mean? Well, this is the thing. From my observation to some time ago to today, what I've realized is that there have been resources that we remotely know that belongs to us. And so we're in our society where here it is, we're doing certain work, and money is actually being provided, okay, to whether they're foreign dignitaries, whether they're in-house organizations, and yet for some reason, I want to have an argument talking about, well, here it is, they do, and then they put it down. And I said, well, what do they mean? I don't understand. If the people are out there and they're doing certain things, I don't know if they want to say that they end up pocketing the money, and then here it is, they didn't get involved. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what that is. But the conversation is to say, we are able to mend relationships with one another to ameliorate the situation. If not the situation, the circumstance. Not the circumstances, the condition. If not the condition, thank you. Our livelihood. If it's not our livelihood, it's our brotherhood. If it's not our brotherhood, it's our manhood. If it's not our this, it is the aspect of us, the aspect of how we view mankind and our relationship like that. All right, well, thanks again. I want to go and do some other conversations. We have found someone who may be interested in making some candles. I guess I'll go to West End and see, check out some things here and there. I will see if in Cobra have any particular focus on helping the homeless. And eradicate homelessness through their housing program. There are so many things to do, and we value your support, and we encourage our listeners to get involved with local associations, neighborhood club associations, know your politicians, join your libraries, read and research more often, locate the local law library, and build street-level laws pertaining to the citizens in your area. Join the park and recreation departments. There are so many things to be involved in and have to know. And I want to say today I went to one of the NPU meetings, and I was, just sitting there and just trying to find out what was going on. Sometimes you'd be like, oh, this, that, and the other. So they have this list of papers where they're involved with the city. They're doing this, they're doing that. They got things going on, okay? So if you have any concerns about some of the things that's going on in your city, you're more, please, the encouragement is please join your local or your club association in your area. Also, for the Nagugo Saba people who's interested in exercising, you are able to go and exercise at the Ben Hill Park every day at 11 a.m. They have something Monday through Thursday, okay? Here it is. Get involved with your community. Know your neighbors. At the Ben Hill Park, you are able to go and exercise. They have, right now I'm trying to look for that information. I took a photo of it and I sent it to somebody. And you're able to participate with the exercising effort right here. On Mondays, they have boot camp. On Tuesdays, regardless if it's senior aerobics, they do have it. Okay, don't let them fool you. They can exercise. And then on Wednesday, you have the social hour. And then on Thursdays, you have total fitness and line dancing. There is exercising available. So those who feel like they want to exercise and get involved in the whole aspect of Nagugo Saba, I have a few excuses, but there should be really no excuse that you are not involved. So if you feel like you want to exercise at 11 a.m., you're able to exercise. If you want to be social, I guess the social aspect of exercising. Other than that, you can walk around the block. You can do go up and down stairs here and there, and just go the incline of hills, ride a bicycle. I mean, there's several things to do. But the meeting, they had all this information. The city of Atlanta, there's certain projects that they're doing. They also provided information from the mayor's office some of the information is informative for those who have an interest. Some of it is um, things that we need to study because some of these things can go be private. You know, we don't have to put all that on the city when there's actually other things there. I did meet a young lady. She stated that she needed her GED. Of course, they do have different programs out there, but the Literacy Action, they do have Literacy Action. If you're interested in getting your GED, please dial 404-818-7323. Literacy Action. Their telephone number is 404-818-7323. www.literacyAction.org. I repeat it, www.literacyAction.org, and it's called Literacy Action. The telephone number is 404-818-7323. You can go and get an education. It is there available to you. Okay, that's just your GED. Okay, we shouldn't make things so hard and complicated. There are successful people out there in the world. Okay. We also need people to fix bikes, make jewelry. Well, I don't have to make that call anymore. I found someone that said, hey, I know people who make all kinds of jewelry. And he was like, well, they probably already have this. I was like, I know that's right, so I need to go and find out about that. And I was like, well, let me go and see if I can find this information and see if we can go ahead and kind of house that under, I guess, the packaging or the wrapping and communicating the Guzo Saba. But he had an interesting copper necklace or whatever it was around his neck. I thought it was beautiful, you know, and you could tell that it's handmade. And this is the thing that is what made it interesting, an interesting piece. Okay, well, again, good night. I thank you for listening, and thanks for joining the Street Meet the Point listening audience, and hope to have your support. We do accept donations, crowdfunding support, and your participation. Thank you. Everyone is valuable in your participation to help yourself, family, community, local, state, region, federal, and global community relies on the many people that contribute to it being an effective structure. Thanks again. Please visit us at www.streetmeet.biz, B-I-Z, and our Connect partner, www.meetup.com/street-meet. And you are able to call in and call the station or the studio. And the telephone number for listeners that want to call in is 646-564-9776. Thanks for listening. Have a good evening.